Hello everyone, I'm Austin Light with American Demon Comics, and I'm starting this off with an announcement, small announcement. It's kind of like embedded with what this whole thing is about. I'm going to be making indie comic reviews because I've been backing a lot of projects and I've been needing to do something with them. So if you will join me, I will be going over indie comics that I think are pretty good. So, alright, to start this off, I've got this. A Horror Show presents The Early Bird. So, this is a strange collaboration to just kind of off the bat explain. This is by Jade Louder, so he's the one that does It's a Horror Show Presents. And then this story in particular, The Early Bird, is by Brandon D. Pillis. So we kind of have two titles for this. So Jade did the main cover of this, and then Brandon did the variant cover. So I've got Jade's version, the main comic here, and then Jade does an introduction. So he kind of puts his little spin into the comic here to start us off and warm us up. But like I said, I'm not going to give their whole bio, so let me talk more about the book. The book does many things right, and it does far less wrong. It begins with the introduction, like I said, by Jade, who kind of gets the crowd warmed up for the show, akin to how like maybe The Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt would kind of forewarn the watchers what they're going to get into. And it plays well enough into the entire vibe of the story, so I dig it. Spoiler warning ahead, I'm going to divulge the synopsis. So if you don't want to hear that, you can stop the video. But I'm going to do this to give my full kind of review. It's about these two ice fishermen that go to fish in the ice. This spurs a strange flurry of these intense, creepy, crawly worms that begin to devour them as they pop through the ice. A trail cam picks up the commotion, and two men examine the footage. So immediately a woman approaches these two men with curlers in her hair and fuzzy bunny slippers on her feet, and she seems to be well informed about the happenings and creatures of the previous night, but we don't get much out of her except for a little humor at the end, which was nice. It was nice. So let's start with what's right to me. It's a great hook. I think that it just starts off really solid. It had me pretty quickly. It's just short read, so when you have something so short and condensed, it needs to do something in the lifespan of a fly. But the art is great, the tone feels right, and the lettering is clear and playing with the characters. The lettering is kind of in there, you hear it. You hear what these characters sound like just by reading it, which I guess that's kind of the point. But they feel nice, they feel fluid, nothing comes stiff, and that tends to be frequent in indie comics. And that's not like bashing, but I do like when the characters have a more natural feel to them. The other thing that I found was very strong is the lettering, because everything that Brandon does in his work is hand lettered, so that is very impressive. I've never even tried it. It may be far easier than I think, but somehow I doubt that. With that being said, my final praise of this great and wonderful book is that all the panels are very well composed. Like, most of the panels play a part in the story, and again, you have a short lifespan in 18 pages, so you really want everything to connect, and Brandon did a great job with that. Again, everything looks very intentional and beautiful and well placed. So it makes for a nice, smooth reading experience. There were just like one, maybe two spots where I kind of got a little confused and had to bounce back, but it was like no big deal. Now, for my gripes, things I don't like about this book. Not much, really. As you probably could have figured. There are some parts that you get lost, like I kind of mentioned earlier. You know what? I'll give one example that comes to mind. Again, this is like user error, maybe. Maybe I was just kind of silly, goofy. But this page right here, the no is down here when I think the no would have been better kind of up in this area, because I was following him down this way, and then I came back to the no, and that brought me back up here, and I didn't go back down to here. And I think that even this would be pretty strong if Lars is his name, if his boot was kind of standing in this foreground area and behind this panel. But it's like so small compared to the whole story. It was really good, as you can see over here as well. I mean, this page is still beautiful. Like you get nice portions of detail, and then you get the nice angle here to the doorway. Nice use of light and dark. Just really well composed. The other gripe is that this is just a one-off story, and I feel like it needs a part 2. That just kind of goes hand in hand with my final gripe is I really enjoyed the character with the curlers and the bunny slippers that came in at the end, and I think when writing this and making these characters, she was also kind of on the forefront of creators' minds when they were making her. She's got that aura. Like I mentioned earlier, she drops some humor and she drops a little bit of dialogue, kind of indicating that she has an idea of what's going on here, these supernatural things happening. But other than that, story ends. That's it. Wrap. But it's a fun story, and I would definitely be backing Brandon de Pillis in the future, and definitely be giving another look into Jade's repertoire of his collaborations and his work. So I encourage all of you to do the same. That's all for now. If you enjoyed what you saw and want to see more, Brandon and Jade's links will be in the video description below. Of course, I would love for you to start reading my series, NB. It's all available over at AmericanDemonComics.com. And if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get all the most recent updates every 2 to 3 weeks. And you will get free issue number 1, digital PDF. There's a Kickstarter on the horizon, so I would appreciate if y'all just go check that out. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you being here and giving these creators your support. I will see you in the next one.